want to tell you guys a little bit about my story and what's possible for those of you who are watching in regards to maybe the fact that you're at a job that you can't stand right now, or you're doing a side gig like I did and trying to build something of your own using your own time and giving yourself the freedom to bring in funds without having to work under the management of a boss. I want to tell you guys what's possible and one of the things that I did to get to this point. I, 4 years ago, was doing DoorDash. So for those of you who are DoorDash drivers coming in, I was doing the exact same thing. I was doing it basically full time, pretty close to it, about 30 to 40 hours a week. And this was after I left my 9 to 5 of 9 years. And I was doing this at the same time as building this agency that I currently have. And the reason I'm putting together this video is I want to put together in your mind what's actually possible and what you're capable of doing, because someone like myself who really didn't have a lot of the knowledge or a lot of the education behind this was able to step by step build this together and go from driving DoorDash, doing it about 30 hours a week, to now having a $100,000 per month marketing agency that we have had ongoing for about 4 years that's consistently grown year over year. And that is beyond what any of my wildest imaginations or dreams would have been when I first started putting this together when I was doing DoorDash. So if you're on the other side of this, stay tuned for the rest of this video. I'm going to talk a little bit about how I did it, where it came about, and how I started building it, and what sort of levels we are now to continue to expand this and grow. So those of you in that position, I was once in your shoes. I totally understand what it feels like to sort of be stuck in a 9 to 5 or doing a side gig, but wanting a little bit more for yourself. And what I found was building a marketing agency was sort of my outlet, because this was a way for me to help other business owners who are struggling with things that they need help with that you realistically could learn and put together to help provide them. So this can either come through marketing, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads, SEO, or it could also come from building a SaaS, which is essentially building a program that can help them either do text messaging, get reviews, or have certain different things that can help them bring in more business that they will pay you for. The key in the beginning is to build something simple enough that you can understand so that you aren't bogged down with too many of the details, and instead of making traction, you're stuck just constantly learning and figuring out how to do all this. Start with a base and then expand from there. And what you'll sort of see is that whether you believe it or not, a lot of these small business owners really struggle with the technology side, the social media side, and really understanding how to get more traction, more phone calls. So you notice a lot of them don't post often enough on Facebook, don't know how to run Facebook ads, are unaware of the fact they can build a customer list, text message that same list, and get more business. They don't know how to put these things together. So for those of you who have a little bit of tech savviness, you're going to be ahead of the game when it comes to these business owners, because most of them, quite frankly, are not that tech savvy, especially the ones in blue collar businesses. So what you want to start doing is you want to start looking at platforms to help you put this together, learn how to do it, and then do it for them. And a really good one is go high level. That is probably the prime one for all marketers. I'll drop a link here in the comments so that you can kind of check that out and sort of see what it's about. But on simple terms, it's going to build a system that you could do the text messaging, get the reviews, and set up things for business owners to help them bring in more business. Because at the end of the day, when they pay my company or they pay your company that you'll build, they're paying you to help them get more business. So that is your end goal, and that's what you're looking to achieve. So when you're selling the service to them and when you're providing the service, that is your end goal at the end of the day. That is the value that you provide. And for those of you similar to me who are doing DoorDash, you actually have a little bit of extra leverage because you're meeting with people day to day and building relationships, and you're also in front businesses. So this would be a good resource for you to get to meet some people in person, get to see some things as far as what kind of marketing they're doing. Are they doing any marketing? And get a feel for where they stand in their business and build those relationships. There's other outlets that you can use as well. There's lists that you can pull. I'd be doing this video for nearly an hour if I dove into all those at one time. I'm going to simplify it today and just talk about the opportunity at hand, because I really want to open your mind into the concept of building something like this. because for me, it's something that I had no clue of. And in reality, I was sort of trained, you work and you make money. And I was always trading time for money. Whereas with this, we are paid in our sleep. We do what we need to do within our marketing. We don't work weekends, and this runs itself once you have it together. You'll monitor things, you'll make sure things are in place, but it will not require the same time and money transfer that you're used to today, whether you're either doing a side gig and working to get paid, or whether you're at a 9 to 5 and you're getting paid hourly, or whatever you're getting paid. That same transfer of time for money no longer exists when you put this together, because you'll be able to build it, let it run, most of it automatically, and you'll get paid a monthly fee each time. So you'll start to stack customers, build relationships, get referrals from current customers, and put yourself in a position where you have an actual business and something that doesn't require exact time for a money amount. And I'll talk about that a little bit more in future videos. But it's important for you to recognize this, because until you make that transition into something like this, you're always going to be limited by the time that you have. None of us can work 24 hours in a day consistently, which means that we are limited by time. So in order to overcome that, you need to put together things that can help you make money that don't require an hour of your time or 30 minutes of your time every time that you are paid for that service. And that's where this sort of service, whether it's marketing or whether it's building a system for them, comes in, because you build it, it's set for itself, and then really after that, you're really over time just monitoring it and making sure that it's still performing and making the tweaks necessary. But you're not working on an hour or an hourly basis in order to do that, and you're able to stack clients and grow. If you come from the same background as me, you'll know that DoorDash, for instance, in order for me to make that $100 or $150 or $200 in that day, I need to be out there and doing deliveries. So each delivery I'm then paid for. This opens up a path where you no longer have to transfer your time and energy to get paid over and over again. You do it in the beginning stages, you get it built, and then you are paid. So this is a huge opportunity for those of you who are willing to dive into this and understand that this is now a business model that has really become super popular over the last 5 years, but still has a ton of potential and space for more people to come in to help business owners. There's millions and millions of struggling business owners who need your help in putting things together that can help them make more money and become more successful business owners. And if you truly pride yourself on that, which we do, I really enjoy helping these other businesses grow, you'll find that the business side for you will sort of take care of itself. You will grow if you put in the efforts to take care of these guys and gals and help them build their business. They're going to see your efforts, and they're going to in turn take care of you, stay with you long term, refer you to other business owners, and pretty much have an insight on your business and making sure that you're growing with them, because you're going to build a relationship. At the end of the day, all business is relationships. The more relationships you can build, the better that you're going to be. And in future videos, we'll talk about how to get prospects, how to start building this, how to study it and understand it and learn it. But today's video is simply to tell you that it's possible, number one. And number two, what's possible is probably a lot more far-fetched in your mind right now than you realize. You know, the numbers that we've accomplished on a monthly basis today are so far beyond what I could have comprehended for myself while I was doing DoorDash. And I want to make sure that you know that you're capable of doing the same thing. There isn't any sort of special skills that I possess that you don't. It really comes down to the amount of work and the amount of effort you're willing to put into this and the amount of consistency that you have to do so. Learning it isn't too hard of a process. Understanding it isn't too hard of a process. Again, as long as you're able to possess some technical skills, this will come a lot easier than you probably think. Most of the business owners, especially in home service business models, your HVAC, your roofing, a lot of these guys are more blue collar. So they know how to do the work, but they don't know how to necessarily get in front of the customers. Tech is not their strong suit. So for those of you who are tech savvy, you are already a step ahead of a lot of those business owners. So again, for you guys who are watching this that are either in a 9 to 5 you can't stand, which I was a part of, or maybe you're doing a side gig like a DoorDash or Uber or a Lyft, and you're really just trying to get to the point where you're not trading time for money, building a marketing agency or building a SaaS and giving a service to business owners to help them build their business is probably one of the best ways for you to grow a business today and put yourself in a position where you no longer need to DoorDash or no longer need to work your 9 to 5. Subscribe. We'll have future videos talking about the steps you can take to build this out and what it takes to build this out. That way we can put you guys in a position to where you can step out of your current situation and into a situation that you probably never even truly dreamed of.